Freeing the mind from the weight of yesterday and the fear of tomorrow is a path that allows us to breathe deeply and live fully. Many times our minds are chained to the past, replaying mistakes, regrets, or moments that cannot be undone. We carry them like heavy stones in a bag, believing that revisiting them will somehow change their outcome. But the past is already sealed, and every moment spent there takes away from the richness of what is unfolding right now. At the same time, our thoughts often rush into the future, painting pictures of worry, expectation, or fear. We live in anticipation of what might happen, good or bad, and in that anticipation we lose sight of the life that is already happening before our eyes. When the mind is caught in this loop of yesterday and tomorrow, we miss the gift of the present, which is the only place where true living happens. Freeing ourselves means letting go of the illusions that these mental journeys create, understanding that clinging to the past or fearing the future does not add value to life, but instead drains it of energy and joy. It requires a gentle but firm decision to loosen our grip on memories that no longer serve us, and to release the anxieties of what may come. This freedom does not mean forgetting the past or ignoring the future. It means learning from yesterday, planning for tomorrow, but returning always to the now as our home. In the present moment, we are safe, we are alive, and we are capable of making choices that shape our path. The breath we take right now is real, the sensations we feel are real, and the people around us are real. By allowing our mind to rest here instead of drifting endlessly, we open ourselves to peace and clarity. The act of freeing the mind is not a one-time event but a practice, like loosening knots that have tightened over years. Each time we notice ourselves dwelling in the past or worrying about the future, we gently bring our awareness back to this very moment, like guiding a child back home. Over time, this practice becomes lighter and the chains lose their hold. What once felt like burdens become lessons, and what once felt like fears become possibilities. The more we live in the present, the more we realize that yesterday and tomorrow are only shadows, while today is the light. In this light, we find strength, calmness, and the courage to move forward without being pulled backward or pushed too far ahead. This freedom of the mind is not just a mental exercise. It is liberation, a return to the essence of life where joy is found not in remembering or predicting, but in experiencing. It is here, in this freedom, that we truly begin to live with depth and meaning. Awakening awareness to the beauty hidden in ordinary moments is a gentle reminder that life does not only reside in grand achievements or dramatic changes, but also in the small details we often overlook. Every day presents countless opportunities to witness wonder, yet our hurried minds rarely pause to notice. The way sunlight filters through the leaves, the laughter of a child, the warmth of a cup of tea in the morning, or even the rhythm of our own breath. These are moments that hold quiet beauty, but they vanish when we are too distracted to see them. Awakening awareness means choosing to slow down and observe what is happening right now with open eyes and an open heart. It is not about searching for something extraordinary, but about recognizing the extraordinary within the ordinary. The simple act of noticing can shift our perspective, reminding us that life is not lacking. Rather, it is overflowing with gifts we have not yet learned to appreciate. When we begin to pay attention, we see that beauty has always been around us, waiting for us to awaken to it. Awareness also brings us closer to gratitude, because when we notice the little details, we naturally begin to feel thankful for them. A soft breeze on a hot day, the comfort of familiar voices, or the silence of a peaceful evening suddenly feel like treasures, and this gratitude enriches our spirit. With awareness, we step out of autopilot living and instead engage with the present moment as it unfolds, fully alive to its textures and colors. This awakening does not demand perfection or constant mindfulness, but rather an openness to come back again and again to noticing. Even in difficult times, awareness helps us discover sparks of beauty. A kind word, a small act of kindness, or a moment of stillness that offers relief. By practicing awareness, we also deepen our relationships, because we start truly seeing and hearing others instead of merely moving past them. A smile exchanged, A story shared or even silence held together becomes more meaningful when we are fully present to it. Life becomes richer not because it changes, but because our perception of it expands. This shift is powerful as it transforms everyday routines into sacred experiences, reminding us that beauty is not something far away, but something interwoven into our daily existence. The more we awaken to these moments, the less we chase after distant happiness, realizing instead that joy was always within reach. By honoring the present and finding beauty where we stand, we create a life filled not with longing, but with appreciation. Awakening awareness is, therefore, both a practice and a gift, allowing us to uncover the hidden treasures of life, and reminding us that the miracle is not in waiting for tomorrow's greatness, but in seeing today with clarity and wonder. Embracing gratitude as the heartbeat of the present allows us to connect deeply with the richness of life, no matter our circumstances. Gratitude is not about denying the challenges we face or pretending everything is perfect. Rather, it is about shifting our focus from what is missing to what is already here. Too often, our minds are trained to notice lack, to dwell on what we do not have, and to wait for some future event to bring fulfillment. But when we pause and acknowledge the blessings woven into our daily lives, we begin to see how abundant life truly is. Gratitude transforms ordinary experiences into extraordinary ones because it changes how we perceive them. A meal on the table, a roof over our heads, the presence of loved ones, or even the ability to breathe and move. These are gifts that can easily be taken for granted until we consciously recognize them. When we embrace gratitude, the present moment becomes more meaningful because we are no longer searching elsewhere for happiness. We find it here and now. Gratitude also softens the heart and brings peace to the mind. It helps us release envy, comparison, and dissatisfaction, which often arise from looking at what others have rather than appreciating what is in front of us. By focusing on what we already possess, we cultivate contentment, and contentment creates inner calm. This calmness strengthens us to face difficulties with resilience, because even in hardship, gratitude reminds us there is still light to hold on to. Embracing gratitude is also a way of connecting with others. When we express appreciation to the people around us, we not only uplift them, but also deepen our own sense of connection. A simple thank you, a genuine acknowledgement, or an expression of love can transform relationships and build bonds that enrich our lives. In moments of solitude, gratitude can also be directed inward, recognizing our own growth, our efforts, and the journey we are walking. It is an act of self-kindness that empowers us to keep moving forward. Living with gratitude does not mean ignoring pain or challenges. It means seeing them in a broader context where even struggles can teach us, strengthen us, or guide us toward greater wisdom. Gratitude becomes the heartbeat of the present because it keeps us grounded in now, reminding us that even as life changes, there is always something worth cherishing. With every grateful thought, we anchor ourselves more firmly in the present moment, where joy and peace naturally reside. This practice of gratitude does not require wealth, achievement, or perfection. It only requires awareness and openness to appreciate what already exists. When we make gratitude our constant companion, life feels less like a race toward the future and more like a celebration of each moment. In this way, gratitude breathes life into the present, turning it into a source of strength, joy, and fulfillment that no external achievement can replace. Cultivating inner peace by choosing presence over distraction is an art that allows us to live more fully and with greater clarity. In today's world, distractions surround us at every turn. Screens, noise, endless to-do lists, and the constant pull of responsibilities. Our minds are often scattered, leaping from one thought to another, rarely resting in the calm of the present moment. This restlessness steals our peace and leaves us feeling empty, no matter how much we achieve or accumulate. Inner peace is not something that can be purchased or granted by external circumstances. It arises from within, from the simple choice to anchor ourselves in the now. When we commit to presence, we begin to notice how much calmer life feels even in the midst of chaos. A quiet breath, a pause before reacting, a conscious choice to observe rather than rush. All of these small acts create space for peace to grow. Presence is powerful because it interrupts the cycle of constant distraction and allows us to reconnect with ourselves. Instead of being pulled in every direction, we return to the center where stillness resides. Cultivating inner peace requires patience, because the mind will naturally resist at first. It will want to wander, to seek stimulation, to escape into noise, but with practice, presence becomes easier, like training a muscle to grow stronger. Each moment we choose awareness over distraction, we feed the part of us that longs for balance and wholeness. This peace is not passive or weak. It is a quiet strength that keeps us steady when challenges arise. It is the calmness that allows us to think clearly, make wise decisions, and respond with compassion rather than react with anger or fear. By cultivating inner peace, we also transform the way we interact with others. When we are present, we listen more deeply, speak more thoughtfully, and connect more genuinely. Our relationships benefit, and so does our sense of belonging. Inner peace also shields us from the exhaustion of constant comparison and striving, reminding us that joy is not found in the distractions of the outside world, but in the clarity of the present. This does not mean we abandon our goals or responsibilities. It means we approach them from a grounded place where peace guides our actions instead of anxiety. Each time we return to presence, we reinforce this habit, and over time, distraction loses its grip. Life becomes less about rushing and more about savoring. We begin to see beauty in simplicity and find fulfillment in the ordinary. Cultivating inner peace is not about escaping reality, but about fully engaging with it in a calm and centered way. In this state, we realize that peace is not something to chase, but something to create, moment by moment, through the conscious act of living in the present. Discovering clarity and strength in the silence of now is an invitation to reconnect with the essence of who we are. In the rush of life, our minds are often clouded by noise, external voices telling us what we should do, internal doubts whispering about what we cannot do, and the endless chatter of worries that pull us in every direction. This noise blurs our vision and weakens our confidence, leaving us overwhelmed and uncertain. Yet, when we allow ourselves to enter the silence of the present moment, a space opens where clarity naturally emerges. Silence does not mean the absence of sound. It means the quieting of distractions within so that we can hear the deeper wisdom already present in us. In this stillness, confusion fades and understanding grows. We begin to see our challenges with fresh eyes, recognizing solutions that seemed hidden before. Strength, too, rises from this silence, because when the mind is calm, we connect with our inner resilience. Instead of reacting out of fear or impulse, we find the courage to respond with intention and confidence. This strength is not loud or aggressive. It is steady, like a rooted tree that stands firm no matter how strong the winds may blow. The silence of now gives us the space to breathe, to reflect, and to realign ourselves with what truly matters. It reminds us that clarity is not found in rushing, but in pausing, not in forcing, but in allowing. By embracing this silence, we learn to separate what is essential from what is trivial, what is real from what is illusion. This process empowers us to make decisions that are aligned with our values and to walk our path with greater purpose. Silence also deepens our connection with ourselves and the world around us. In stillness, we become more aware of our thoughts and emotions, and instead of being controlled by them, we observe them with compassion. This awareness strengthens us, because we are no longer at the mercy of every fleeting worry or doubt. In silence, we also sense the presence of life more vividly, the rhythm of our breath, the beating of our heart, the simple miracle of being alive. These realizations fuel gratitude and reinforce our inner power. Discovering clarity and strength in the silence of now does not require special circumstances or perfect conditions. It can happen in the quiet of the morning, in the pause between tasks, or in a mindful breath taken in the middle of a busy day. Each moment of silence is an opportunity to return to ourselves, to gather strength, and to see clearly once more. With practice, this silence becomes a sanctuary we can always access, no matter what is happening around us. It teaches us that true clarity is not something to search for outside, but something that unfolds within. And true strength is not about control, but about alignment with the calm and wisdom found in the present. Living fully, moment by moment, as life's truest purpose, is about realizing that the essence of existence lies not in reaching distant milestones, but in embracing the journey itself. Too often, we live as though life will begin only when certain conditions are met, when we achieve success, when we find love, when we reach stability. In this way, we postpone living, treating today as merely a stepping stone toward some imagined future. Yet the truth is that life is already happening, right here, right now, and every moment we overlook is a piece of it lost forever. To live fully means to engage with the present with our whole being, to taste every experience with awareness, whether joyful or challenging. It means noticing the small details, cherishing simple pleasures, and finding meaning even in the ordinary. When we choose to live moment by moment, we stop rushing through time as though it were an obstacle and instead honor it as the very fabric of our existence. This way of living invites us to let go of distractions that steal our attention and to return again and again to the richness of now. It requires us to accept that life is not always perfect or predictable, but that even imperfection has beauty when we meet it with presence. Living fully does not demand grand gestures. It is found in the quality of how we show up, in our conversations, in our work, in our quiet moments of reflection. It is the choice to give our best attention to the people we love, to listen deeply, to appreciate the food we eat, to walk with awareness of the ground beneath our feet. This fullness transforms ordinary routines into meaningful experiences, turning each day into a gift rather than a blur. To live this way also means releasing the weight of regrets about the past and anxieties about the future, because they keep us from fully inhabiting the only time we truly own, the present. It does not mean we stop learning from the past or planning for the future, but we hold them lightly, recognizing that life is lived only in today. Living fully is also an act of courage because it asks us to embrace vulnerability, to accept uncertainty, and to experience life without always seeking control. Yet in doing so, we discover a sense of freedom and authenticity that cannot be found anywhere else. We begin to see that purpose is not a distant destination, but the act of living with presence, openness, and gratitude right now. Every smile, every breath, every choice becomes part of that purpose, shaping a life that feels whole. In the end, to live fully moment by moment is to awaken to the truth that life's meaning is not hidden in tomorrow's promises, but revealed in today's experiences, and by honoring each moment, we fulfill the deepest purpose of simply being alive.